Alex had always believed in supporting small businesses, even when it came to his money. So when he decided to move some of his savings into a small local credit union, it felt like the right thing to do. The branch was cozy. The tellers smiled. It wasn't one of those soulless mega banks that treated you like a number. He remembered the first time he walked in, the smell of freshly printed brochures, the faint hum of a printer behind the counter, and a young clerk with a polite grin saying, "Good morning, sir! How can we help you today?" For a while, everything seemed perfect, until one day, his card refused to work. He stood at an ATM, pressing buttons that blinked. Transaction failed. The couple behind him sighed impatiently. Alex's chest tightened, embarrassment crawling up his neck. He went inside the branch, hoping it was just a small issue. The same clerk recognized him. "Oh, must be a system hiccup," she said. She handed him a slip with a special code, explaining it would let him withdraw directly from his account. "It's a feature for members, don't worry, it's safe," she assured him. And sure enough, it worked. He got his cash, smiled, and thought nothing more of it. A few days later, Alex tried using his card again, same result. Declined. He opened his banking app and froze. Balance $0, account under review. "What the hell?" he muttered. He wasn't overdrawn. He hadn't missed a payment. Nothing was wrong, at least not on his end. When he called customer service, the voice on the other end was sharp and dismissive. "Your account's been flagged for internal review. Please be patient." "Flagged for what?" he asked. "We can't disclose that." The rep's tone dripped with smug authority. Days turned into weeks. Every time Alex called, he got the same robotic answers, or worse, thinly veiled insults. Once, a man chuckled and said, "Maybe you should have stuck with a bigger bank, Mr. Kuznetsov?" That tone, the pause on his foreign last name, made his blood boil. He realized it wasn't just incompetence. They didn't like him. By week 4, Alex had enough. His rent was late. His bills were bouncing. He walked into the branch one last time, his knuckles pale as he gripped the counter. "You've had my money for a month," he said, voice low but shaking. "I didn't do anything wrong. You people made a mistake, and now I'm paying for it." The manager, a smug man with a tie too tight for his neck, barely looked up. "Sir, please lower your tone. Our system detected irregular activity." "Your system?" Alex snapped. "Your system made the mistake. Check your records." The manager folded his arms. "We're not obligated to discuss internal processes with clients. You'll be notified when your funds are released." That was it. Something inside Alex snapped, not in anger, but in resolve. He walked out of the bank, eyes cold, jaw set. That night, he vented to his cousin over video call, a young IT student back home, mischievous grin on his face. When Alex finished ranting, his cousin laughed. "Bro, I've got something better than lawyers. Want to see how fast a reputation burns online?" And that was the beginning of the revenge. They took his money. They insulted his name. But when Alex finally decided to fight back, he didn't raise his voice. He raised an army. Alex sat in the dim glow of his apartment, the room littered with crumpled papers and unpaid bills. The ticking clock mocked him, each second a reminder of how powerless he'd been made to feel. On his laptop screen, his cousin's face appeared again, smirking like a hacker from a spy movie. "You ever heard of a Russian site that pays people a few rubles to post whatever you want?" Alex blinked. "What? Like bots?" "Not bots, real people. Real accounts. Real chaos." He didn't want to believe it at first. But as his cousin walked him through the site, something shifted inside him. For the first time in weeks, he smiled. A small, dangerous smile. The website was simple, disturbingly simple. A few rubles per post. An option to pick what kind of user you wanted: American profiles, European, even corporate-looking accounts. Alex clicked. American. Then he began typing. each post crafted like a small grenade. Warning: this credit union froze my funds without explanation. They're rude, unprofessional, and discriminatory. Avoid this bank at all costs. Total scam. He added hashtags. He attached stock photos that looked real. Then he copied his cousin's payment link, loaded $3 into the system, and hit submit. It felt almost too easy. He leaned back in his chair, half laughing, half shaking. $3? He whispered. Let's see what you're worth now. Within hours, it started. A drizzle of complaints. Then a downpour. Then a full-blown social media hurricane. Hundreds of posts from different accounts, all blasting the same small credit union. Their Facebook page? Flooded with angry comments. Twitter? Tag after tag. Even their Google reviews began filling up with one-star ratings. The bank's tone online shifted fast, from cheerful marketing posts to panicked PR replies. We take these complaints seriously. Please contact us directly. We're investigating this issue. But the flood didn't stop. Every time they replied, 5 more posts popped up. Inside the branch, chaos erupted. Phones rang nonstop. The staff whispered nervously behind the counters. One clerk muttered, "We're getting attacked. Someone's targeting us." Alex sat miles away, sipping coffee, watching the digital carnage unfold like fireworks on his screen. He didn't even have to lift a finger anymore. The system was doing the work. By noon the next day, Alex's phone buzzed. Unknown number. He answered, cautious. "Mr. Kuznetsov?" A tense, professional voice. "This is Elaine Porter. I'm the call center manager for your credit union." Alex let the silence hang for a moment, savoring the sound of discomfort in her tone. "I'm listening," he said flatly. We understand there's been some frustration with your account. We'd like to resolve this immediately." "You've had over a month to resolve it," Alex said coldly. "Now you suddenly care?" She stammered. "There seems to have been a misunderstanding with your account review. It was a clerical error. We're ready to release your full balance, and, as a gesture of apology, we'd like to add a $50 compensation for the inconvenience." Alex leaned back, pretending to consider it. $50 for a month of financial stress, humiliation, and discrimination? Her silence said it all. Finally, she whispered, "We just want to move forward, sir." Alex smiled faintly. "Sure," he said. "Transfer my balance to another bank. I'm done here." "Of course," she said quickly. "We'll process it right away." She hesitated, as if she wanted to say more. "And Mr. Kuznetsov, if there's anything we can do to—" He cut her off. "No need. I already did something." He hung up before she could respond. For the first time in weeks, his money was back where it belonged, in his hands. He felt lighter. Freer. And the best part? They'd never know for sure that the digital chaos had come from him. That night, he looked at the bank's Facebook page one last time. Hundreds of angry comments still raging. Bots couldn't be called off. The posts were still multiplying, organically now, as real users joined in. He closed his laptop, smirked, and whispered, "That's your problem now." For the first time in months, Alex woke up without anxiety. No frozen accounts. No snarky customer service agents questioning his name or his patience. He brewed his morning coffee, leaned against the kitchen counter, and scrolled through his phone. The credit union's social media pages? Still a battlefield. Hundreds of fake and now real customers were questioning their credibility. People were posting screenshots, demanding answers, tagging news outlets. Their cheerful posts, "Open your account with us today," were buried under angry replies. "You lock people's money without warning. Racist staff and terrible customer support. Never again." It was like watching a fire spread. One spark had turned into an inferno. And Alex didn't feel guilty. Not even a little. Because they taught him something. If you strip someone of respect, sooner or later they'll stop asking for it, and take it back. A week later, the phone rang again. Same number. He didn't answer. They called again. And again. Then came the email. We'd like to formally apologize for any distress caused during your account review. Our branch values every member, regardless of background. We're conducting staff training to ensure this never happens again. Alex laughed under his breath. Yeah, he said to himself. I bet you are. He knew they weren't doing it out of morality. They were doing it out of damage control. Their reputation was bleeding out publicly, and the internet doesn't forget. He deleted the email without replying. A few weeks later, Alex was scrolling through local news when he froze. A headline jumped out from the screen. Small credit union faces PR crisis after social media scandal. He clicked it. The article described an unexplained surge of online complaints, mentions of potential discrimination allegations, and a quote from the branch manager. We're taking steps to rebuild trust with our community. He couldn't help it, he laughed. Not the bitter kind of laugh he used to have when they ignored him. This one was genuine. Free. The universe had balanced the scales, and he hadn't even needed to push. He just nudged. That night, Alex sat on his balcony, watching the city lights flicker below. He thought about everything that had happened, the disrespect, the humiliation, the subtle racism hidden behind fake smiles. And how, in the end, he'd beaten them with their own weapon, public image. They thrived on trust. And he'd taken that trust away. For years, he'd believed that revenge meant screaming louder, demanding fairness, begging people to see reason. Now he knew better. Revenge, he whispered to himself, isn't about hurting back. It's about taking your power back. He didn't need their apology. He didn't need validation. He already had something better: peace. When someone disrespects you, remember, you don't have to fight their way. You can fight smarter. The people who belittle you, ignore you, or treat you as less, they think your silence means weakness. But silence can be the calm before a storm. And when the storm hits, they never see it coming. Soft music fades in. A pause. So yeah, lock my funds because of your mistake? Enjoy your ruined social media. And the next time someone like me walks into your branch, maybe treat them like a person. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button and tell me in the comments. What's the most satisfying act of karma you've ever witnessed? And don't forget to subscribe, because we've got more stories of poetic justice and emotional revenge coming every week.